Hey y'all, what is going on? This is Jesse Bose from the 19th hole, and as you all know, we got a quick little mini tournament coming up this week, the Easter 9-hole Cup. As you all can see, I know we just got finished playing the Paradise Islands tournament, which was a very fun and challenging tournament, but they're giving us the opportunity to play a little bit more tournament play this week, it so seems. So, if you've never been involved in playing the 9-hole Cup, it's just like the regular tournament, except it's very, very much smaller as far as the amount of play that is required. So it starts on April 9th, which is this coming Thursday, and you've got 2 days to qualify instead of 3 days. So Thursday and Friday will be qualification, 9 holes. Same type of rules when it comes to qualification. You know, top 50% of your bracket moves on. The catch here is they cut out the opening round. So there is no opening round. You go straight to the weekend round, which is played on Saturday. And it's not 18 holes, it's only 9 holes. So you got 2 9-hole rounds, which is why it's called the 9-hole Cup. So you may ask, well, what's the deal? What's the prizes? What's the cost? What's all that good stuff? Well, I'm going to show you here real quickly. So the thing about the 9-hole Cup is I would assume they're going to be offering the same type of divisions. They didn't really come out and give a lot of information as far as prizes and divisions go. So all I can do is kind of go off of what they've done in the past. In the past, they've offered actually a beginner level division. So like if you went and started a fresh account, you would be able to play in the tournament in the beginner level tournament. So once you promote Weekly League to rookie level 1, then you're no longer considered a rookie beginner. Then they have just the regular rookie level tournaments, which could be rookie 1, 2, or 3. The prizes are cut way down, as you can see, but that's because the tournament is so much shorter, and then also the entry to get into it is much better. So let me show you. This is the Pro, Expert, and Masters prize pool. So as you can see, these are the prizes for getting first place. As far as I know, the chest that you win for winning individual matches is still the same. So 3, 6, 9, and 12 level-wise chests for the Rookie, Pro, Expert, and Masters. But as you can see, these are the prizes that you can win. This is the Rookie. Entry fee is only 5,000 coins to get into the tournament. And then, as you can see, the rules as far as wind speed, needle speed, and all that stuff stay the same. Here's the Pro here, only 50,000 coins to get in for the Pro. Expert, only 500,000 instead of 1,000,000. So basically what they're doing is we're cutting all the entry fees in half. This is a really big one right here. Masters, only 1,000, or where is it at? What is it? They didn't give the entry fee for the Masters for some reason. I don't know why. But I want to say it is like maybe 5 million, I would say. So 10 million is the entry. So in a normal tournament, so 5 million would be the entry for the mini. But as you can see, all of the rules are the same. As far as the entry per game goes, that is the same. So yeah. Anyways, these are the holes for the tournament. The Southern Pines holes, 1 through 9, and we had the same exact course in one of the previous 9-hole Cup tournaments. Same hole order and everything, so we'll see if they change the wins at all. I would think that they would definitely change up the wins, but you never do know for sure 100%. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the holes quickly, 1 through 9. I'm just going to give you the elevations so that you can get out and practice these holes if you decide. I'm not 100% sure what tour these holes are on. So what I would suggest is to go into the game. If you go into your tour play section, and then when you click on tour 1, tour 2, tour 3, you can actually click on the courses tab. So I would just go there, click on the courses tabs, and see what tours have Southern Pines holes in the actual tab, and that's the ones that I would practice on. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly and I don't remember them saying exactly where these tours, where this course would be. If someone here that's watching this video knows off the top of their head, just go ahead and throw it in the comment section of the video, and then people can go and look in the comment section. Alright, so I'll be right back. I'm going to pause it for a second, and then we'll go over the holes quickly. Alright, so I'm back. I think it's Tour 6 is where you can find these holes. I couldn't open up my game to actually look because I'm doing my chest opening at noon. So anyways, Tour 6, I believe, is the place that you can find the Southern Pines holes. If I'm incorrect, definitely correct me in the comments. And if there are other tours that this course can be played on, also post that in the comments as well. So hole 1 here, the tournaments that this hole has been used on was the last Southern Pines 9-hole tournament, and also the first spring major tournament. You can find this hole on those two tournaments. So hole 1, we got plus 10% off the tee box, and you can either play the shot up here to this zone here, or if you have a good tailwind, you can play a more overpowered shot this way. And then also some people will play a shot right here with lots of topspin to try to get up into this zone. Those are kind of the ways to play this shot to the green. So those are your options. It's plus 10 off the tee box. If you're playing it to the left side over here, it's going to be plus 5. If you're playing it to the middle spot, it's going to be like 0% to the green. And if you're playing on the far right side, close up to the green, like up in this zone right here, it's going to be a minus 10%. Okay, those will be your elevations for this hole. I think that is correct. Let me just double check here one thing. Yeah. So that's hole 1. This is hole number 2. This is a hole that we've seen way too many times. It's plus 10% here. You're playing it with either a long iron, a wood, or a driver, depending on the wind. You're going to land it, in this zone right here, and you're going to use the hill behind the hole to bring it back to the hole. This is a very basic hole that we've had many times in tournaments. So this is one that everybody should be familiar with, and we all know this hole as the hole we all know how to play, and then the hole we all just barely miss the ace on almost all the time. So that's hole 2, par 3. Hole number 3 here. This one here can be found on the 9-hole Cup, and then also the spring major, the first spring major tournament. Hole number 2 was the 9-hole Cup, the 3rd anniversary tournament, and also the East Coast tournament, are all tournaments that you can find in that last par 3 on this one right here. So this one right here was the 9-hole Cup, and then the first spring major tournament. So this one right here, it's like plus 15% off the tee box. But unless you're playing it straight, playing it to the left, most of the time you're just trying to blast this shot as far down the fairway as possible, trying to get it as far down as you can. So if you get a really nice tailwind, that's definitely going to be the play on this hole, is to get all the way down to the end if you can. If you don't have a straight tailwind and it's like a headwind or a side wind, then you can play a shot over here to the left where you bounce it over the rough and then try to roll it up this fairway to this zone right here. So for your second shot here, if you're playing it from the right hand side, then you're going to be playing plus 5%. I would say plus 5 to plus 10%, somewhere in there, depending on what kind of wind you have as far as tailwind goes. But that shot's going to be a wood shot that brings it in here with backspin and right spin, trying to get it to the hole. If you have to play it short up in this zone right here, maybe you're short on this fairway here and you got to bounce it on this pad and then over. In that case, then you will be playing it a little bit differently, and you'll be playing 0% for that closer shot. Now, if you're playing the shot to the left, you're going to be playing your shot to bounce off this pad and then with full topspin up this left fairway to somewhere in there. From that spot right there, you're going to be playing plus 5%. And that'll be like a thorn shot, maybe a hornet, whatever you decide to use from that location. Alright, hole number 4. This one right here we saw in the last Southern Pines 9-hole Cup. We've also seen recently in the 3rd anniversary tournament and also the East Coast tournament. This one plays plus 10% off the tee box. And you can play it to the left-hand side, you know, up here. You can try to play, if you have a nice tailwind, you can try to play a curl shot where you bounce here and then up this fairway this way to that place. Or you can play it to the right-hand side where you play a skip shot with top spin and right spin up this way. All different options you can play, and then all gives you different routes to the hole. The far left side would be kind of like the rough bump. I would say the rough bump would be anywhere from 0 to minus 5%, depending the wind and the wind angle. The shot played towards the middle really kind of depends on where it's laying at, because that's kind of like a hill. So if you're at the bottom part of that hill, then I would say minus 10%. But if you're more up on the hill, then you want to play that shot more at 0%. Okay, so up on the hill, 0%. But if you're far down in the hill, like at the bottom of the hill, then shots going up to the green. So then you'll play minus 10% on that shot. So the right hand side, I've always liked this shot at plus 10% going to the green from the right hand side. Hole number 5, par 3 here. Southern Pines 9-hole Cup and the first spring major tournament. Plus 10% here on this shot. And you can either play a shot most likely with your driver, where you're bouncing it off this zone right here with top spin, with 0 to 5 bars of backspin and left spin and curl. What you'll do is you'll play this shot up the hill and then back down to the hole. From the first tee, there is the option to play the shot off this pad. Definitely perfect hit is required. And if you have like a left to right wind, you can play the shot to the left hand side as well here. Play the shot off that slope and then play for that little bit of a rough bump there to roll the ball to the hole that way as well. This is a tough par 3 that you will not see a lot of aces on. I think the best chance at the ace is probably playing it off that middle island in the rookies, or to the left-hand side in the higher divisions. Playing the shot to the right-hand side is a good way to get you close to the hole and give you a chance at the ace. But most of the time, if you get an ace playing it to the right-hand side, it's more than likely a very lucky ace. So I wouldn't consider it one of those ones that you can just consistently get. And this is not a hole that you will consistently see the ace on, really any way that it's played, in my opinion. Alright, hole number 6 here. This one's been played in the Southern Pines 9-hole Cup. Also, the East Coast tournament recently has had it as well. We'll play 10% off the tee box. And this is a power curl shot. Either that, or you can play it straight up here to the left here, trying to get as far up in this fairway as you can. And then you need use a wood club with right spin and some top spin and some curl to take it to the hole. So if you're going to play the shot to the left-hand side, I'd play plus 10% and then 0% for the second shot. What you're going to see most people do is play the power curl shot here, where the ball comes in here, bounces up this fairway. You would like to either get into this zone here, or in higher level divisions with higher winds and better clubs, you can get up here. From here, then you have a nice chip to the hole. From here, you can either go to the fairway, or you can try the rough bump method, and that also works as well. So from this spot over here, I like to play plus 10%, and then you're either using your hornet or your thorn. The shot up here from the middle area, it plays somewhere between 0 and plus 10% as well. And it's definitely a rough bump where you got to have like the Goliath. The Goliath would be the only club that has the top spin that will be able to let you get that shot to the hole. So this is definitely a fun hole, and this is probably going to be one of the better holes in the tournament as far as like being able to try to play the fun shot, because that big old power curl is just always fun to play in my opinion. Alright, this one right here, this is not a very exciting hole in my opinion. Plus 10% off the tee box. You're just trying to get this shot up the fairway, up into this zone right here, into the shadows for a second shot towards the hole. Minus 10% for the second shot because it is going uphill. If you get a wind, we can play the shot off this pad, maybe get up into this fairway here, and then that gives a chance for the rough bump right there, and that is always an option. Some people will even try to play the rough bump right here from that spot, but it is a very steep slope right here down to the water, so anything mishit on that rough bump attempt could really turn out like as a disaster. So this is a hole that you could get the drop on, but it's definitely a tough hole to dial in, and it's one of those holes that the better up the fairway that you get, like if you get even up to like in this zone right here, it's going to give you even better shot at the hole, because it's going to give you a better line at the hole, and it won't require you to use as much like right spin and stuff like that. So it's a good hole, but it's not a hole that's overly exciting in my opinion. Hole 8, 10% off the tee box. You can play a shot right here going towards the hole. You can play a shot off this spot right here where you bounce there and then roll to the hole. You can play a rough bump to the hole, or you could go to the green with a driver with lots of backspin and go to the hole that way. Lots of different ways to play this hole. And I think, like each tee box offers, lots of different options. I think the most favorite way to play this hole, though, is with the quarterback or the Thor shot to the green with backspin and right spin, and then using that slope back down to the hole. Last and final hole here is a doozy, and it's a chance at an albatross, but also a chance to mess up and get the birdie for sure. So off this tee box, I'm going to say plus 10 to 20%, and I say plus 10 to 20% is because I think sometimes with tailwind, the shot off the tee box does carry a little bit more than normal. So with that added extra tailwind effect on the ball, sometimes you need to play a little bit higher of an elevation just to offset that chance to hit this rough right here. The way most people play this shot is they bounce it off the fairway here and then straight up the fairway that way. If we have a nice left to right tailwind, you can play a power curl shot that comes in here and up the fairway. If you don't have a good wind, you can just play the shot to the left here and and just lay up your shot there as well. Really, you want to be down in this area right here for your second shot. That's like where you want to be. So you'll see a lot of people that play the big topper shot with the berserker, getting the ball down that fairway, because from there then you can play your wood shot and either bounce it here and then roll it into and then roll it into the rough and onto the green, or you can even play, some people, if you get far enough up, can play the straight shot to the right hand side and then just play it over to this zone for a little short chip in. I think that is one way that a lot of people like to play it, but if you want to go for the albatross, you got to go for the bounce shot. And if you can get into like the sniper, or even like the hammerhead would be a really good club. If you can get to that place right there where you can use those clubs, that gives you the best chance to bounce on the rough, and then roll it out to the green for the chance at the albatross. Otherwise, bring your cataclysm or bring your big dog and just play it safely and get the roll out to the green. Don't get too greedy, especially with a tailwind, because that second bounce does offer the possibility of going over that rough, hitting that fairway, and then putting you in that bunker right there, which definitely is not something that you want to do. So for the drive, plus 10 to 20%. For the second shot from this location, I would say that is somewhere between +5 to 10%. And if you're going to play the shot over here, I would play that shot going this way at probably 10%. Anyways, y'all, that is the 9-hole Cup. Remember, it's a quick tournament. Thursday, Friday qualification. Saturday is the final round. No opening round in this tournament. 9 holes in qualifying, and then 9 holes on the weekend round. That's it. This is a really good chance to test out yourself. Maybe try to bump up a division and see what you got. You might surprise yourself and realize, hey, I can play at this level, and maybe I should try it the next following week for the next main tournament. All right, y'all, take care. God bless.